Long live freedom, says this lawmaker, thanking Germany. His words, applauded by deputies in Venezuela's opposition-controlled National Assembly. Germany backs Juan Guaido as Venezuela's legitimate leader. It seems that's one reason the government of his rival, Nicolas Maduro, has told the German ambassador to leave the country.
This regime that has usurped power has no right to declare anyone persona non grata. This is simply a threat, and that's how it should be seen by the free world. The German ambassador and his country have helped bring in humanitarian aid. It seems the Maduro regime won't tolerate anyone who wants to help Venezuela.
The German envoy was among a group of diplomats who met Guaido at the airport on his return to Caracas on Monday, helping him evade arrest. So far, Daniel Kriener is the only one of them to be expelled, the government accusing him of meddling in internal affairs. Germany says this kind of pressure won't work.
The German government has decided to recognize Juan Guaido as interim president, who should bring about free, fair and democratic elections in Venezuela. The Maduro regime's completely incomprehensible reaction will in no way change our position.
And Guaido's most important backer has stepped up its campaign to topple Maduro.
The United States will revoke 77 visas, including many officials of the Maduro regime and their families. We will continue to hold the Maduro regime accountable until libertad is restored in Venezuela.
Maduro's expulsion of a Western diplomat and the tightening of US sanctions. It's just the latest round in the battle between Maduro and his opponents abroad, as Venezuela's political crisis deepens.
Well, for more now, we're joined by DW political correspondent Hans Brandt. Hans, German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas says it's incomprehensible that Maduro's regime would declare the German ambassador persona non grata. But can Germany really be surprised, given its open support for Juan Guaido?
Yes, indeed. Germany has, over the past few weeks and months, repeatedly supported Guaido, criticized Maduro quite severely, and said that it regards Guaido as the legitimate interim president of Venezuela. And that obviously means also that Germany, if it were to stick to that position, should not be able to accept a decision by an illegitimate president, by Maduro, to throw its ambassador out of the country. In fact, Guaido himself, in an interview this morning with German media, has also said that the Germans should simply ignore this ruling. That leaves Germany in something of a quandary, and at the moment what the Germans have decided is that they will recall their ambassador from Venezuela for consultations, could recall him to Berlin, so he is likely to leave Venezuela within the next couple of hours. But at the same time, Germany has not really acknowledged the power of Maduro to, in fact, send the ambassador packing.
Now, Hans, many countries have expressed support for Juan Guaido. Is it clear why Venezuela has singled out the German ambassador?
If you look at the statement from the Maduro government, they're accusing the German ambassador of exceeding his role as ambassador, of getting involved in the internal politics of Venezuela. I think that is a reference to the fact that the German ambassador has spoken to the press several times and has in some sense become a kind of spokesperson for the ambassadors of the various countries that have been supporting Guaido in recent times. This was especially visible on Monday when Guaido returned to Caracas, to Venezuela, to the airport there, and a dozen or so ambassadors came to support him and to prevent him from being arrested. And I think this is the first reaction of the Maduro government against that action by the ambassadors.
Is it clear, Hans, how Germany is going to react, what sort of steps it might take in response to this move by Venezuela?
At the moment, that's not very clear, apart from the fact that Germany is saying it's now recalling its ambassador for consultations. I imagine what will happen is that there will be further consultations between Germany and its various allies in Europe and across the world, the United States, various Latin American countries, the Lima Group, including Canada. These are the countries that have been coordinating the pressure on the Maduro regime, and I presume Germany will now try to coordinate its next steps with those other countries.
Hans, thanks so much. DW political correspondent Hans Brandt.